Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Hezbollah just carried out the largest attack since the beginning of the war when they entered Al-Aqsa flood battle on the 8th of October with over 200 missiles on northern and central Israel. And I wanted to share some of the footage that was coming up today from the attacks of Hezbollah. But before that, I want to talk to you about the confirmation itself, the statements that came from Hezbollah, because they carried out this operation. They had this article previously, earlier on today, saying that the Islamic resistance ignites Tel Aviv and Haifa and strikes 140 kilometers deep into Israel. They, of course, published some images that were coming from Israel, and shortly I will share some of the videos with you. But what we want to discuss is primarily the targets. What did they actually target? Where did they want to reach, and what areas? Because there were areas in civilian locations, and there were other landings in key areas that Hezbollah wanted to target. One of them is, again, the Glilot base, which is the headquarters of the 8,200 military intelligence unit, which is 110 kilometers from the Lebanese-Palestinian border. That was one of them from the deeper attacks into the occupied territories. The other one is the Palmachim base. The Palmachim base is to the south of Tel Aviv, which is a main base for the Israeli Air Force containing squadrons of unmanned aircraft and military helicopters, a military research center, and the Arrow air defense system. That's 140 kilometers from the Lebanese-Palestinian borders. And they highlighted that this attack is coming as a response and a confirmation to the equation that they had set in place, which is if Beirut is attacked, we attack Tel Aviv. And yesterday, Israel had a massacre against the Lebanese civilians in Beirut, killing 22 people. And they also had attacks today near the borders alongside other missile strikes in the occupied territories. They shared some of the videos, and I wanted to share some more with you after this. This was one of them here.
מטר ממני, באתי לראות, תראו מה זה. פה, ופה נשרף עוד אוטו. וואו, 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 איזה שריפה, יש פה חבל על הזמן. הנה, תראו איזה שריפה, פגיעה ישירה, תראו. פגיעה ישירה בשעריה. יאללה, זה נשרף פה האוטו לגמרי. האוטו, לא, איזה פיצוצים, דברים מתפוצצים פה. דברים עוד מתפוצצים פה. תראו את הבית, תראו את הפינה של הבית. לא רואים, חבל על הזמן. איזה בלגן, איזה בלגן. האוטו הלך טוטלוס, שהאוטו שם, מה זה בפנים? הוא נפל פה בחנייה, יאללה. אח שלי, קטר עליך, אותי אל תר.
וואלה, נפל פה 2 מטרים מאיתנו.
So these were the images that Hezbollah published, and I want to share some more videos with you, especially with some of the landings, because the landing started with Nahariya, which is closer to the Lebanese borders, and then there were landings in Haifa as well, and we had the landings in Tel Aviv, or an area called Petah Tikva, which is near Tel Aviv, alongside a couple of towns in that area, and that's one of them. So that was the attack from Nahariya, one of the missiles landing in Nahariya. And the reason that I'm sharing, by the way, some of these videos with you is to clarify and prove that the missiles are landing, because mainstream media are saying that some of these attacks are due to, or landings are due to intercepted missiles, but that is no intercepted missile. Usually with any intercepted missile, you wouldn't have such a large explosion when it comes to the landing itself, but these are indeed landings of missiles coming from Hezbollah. This here is another video of the damage.
וואלה, נפל פה 2 מטרים מאיתנו. וואלה, נפל פה 2 מטרים מאיתנו. וואלה, נפל פה 2 מטרים מאיתנו. וואלה, נפל פה 2 מטרים מאיתנו.
מי יוצרת?
וואי, זה דעת מפתיעה ישירה.
זה פגיעה ישירה.
וואו. בוא נצא פה.
מי יוצרת?
וואי, זה דעת מפתיעה ישירה.
So total destruction coming today from Hezbollah on Israel, primarily the landings deep into Israeli territory in Tel Aviv. And Hezbollah are again proving that they still have the capacity to heavily target areas deep into Israeli territory without no answer. And the first question that arises is, where was the Iron Dome? That was the first question. Why? Because the report spoke about 10 missiles landing in central Israel. And usually the Iron Dome battery, it has 20 missiles to intercept. And when we speak about the majority of the missiles landing, and this was only a limited number of the videos published, by the way, so a limited number of the landings that were actually recorded, this indicates that there was a total failure from the Iron Dome in that area, at least in that area. Although there were other confirmed landings in Nahariya, which was the video with the missile landing on the roof of a building, and in Haifa as well, where missiles were landing and caused destruction. But the biggest failure apparent from what we saw from the evidence coming up today is the failure of the Iron Dome in central Israel, near Tel Aviv. And that could have been due to Hezbollah taking certain actions to either activate the Iron Dome, but again, that wouldn't necessarily take 20 missiles. That's if they wanted to affect the number of missiles. Usually they'll launch, less capable missiles initially. However, that's not likely the case with Tel Aviv. That's likely the case if it happens in the north, because they can use smaller missiles that are short range to activate the Iron Dome and then launch the missiles that they intend to land. However, in central Israel, you would be talking about either targeting the radars or targeting the system itself. So something actually targeting it, or a cyber attack on the actual system. There are reports coming in Israel following this attack that Benjamin Netanyahu will be conducting a meeting with the cabinet to discuss the potential ceasefire with Lebanon after this. However, and again, based on the pattern of Benjamin Netanyahu, it's not very likely, but the intensity coming from Hezbollah might force Israel to reconsider all of its campaign, both in Lebanon and in Gaza as well.